Lunch update for you here. BLM is going bankrupt. It's now being confirmed by multiple sources that Black Lives Matter is headed for insolvency, as the British media so graciously puts it. According to their latest tax returns, BLM has seen a near 90% in donations and is currently experiencing an $8.5 million deficit. And to add insult to injury, their investment accounts also suffered losses to the tune of nearly $10 million. Now, this is all on top of the multiple allegations of financial misconduct and misuse of donations, especially involving the former head of BLM's family members and close friends. We know that co-founder Patrice Cullors used BLM funds to pay her brother $840,000 in, quote, security services, as well as another nearly $1 million to a company owned by her child's father for, quote, creative services. They bought a $6 million property in Los Angeles, along with Cullors' massive real estate buying spree. She bought a $1.4 million home in an exclusive LA neighborhood where the vast majority of the residents are ironically white. It's been widely reported that she bought a total of 4 high-end homes for the tune of $3.2 million. So their money's dried up. Donations have imploded. They're in the red. So clearly things look rather dire for BLM, to say the least. Now,
did you guys hear about this? BLM going bankrupt?
No.
So I picked this video because I feel like he gave the facts more so of what is actually happening. You know what I mean? So he gives more of his opinion as it goes on, but he gave the numbers. I think he didn't quite say it clearly, but the donations are down 90%. You guys caught that, right? He kind of like said it. So, and they were at its highest at around when George Floyd was killed. You know what I mean? So that video gives you guys good perspective on that.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share for the next. Are you guys familiar with the Jordan Neely situation?
Nope.
No?
No, I'm being honest.
Okay. All right. See my screen? Yeah.
She felt like Jordan Neely was a threat, okay? And that this Marine did the right thing. Now, again, the woke race hustlers like AOC and Al Sharpton, of course they showed up to the funeral because, of course, they had to get their political photo op. Take a look.
Thank you so very much.
AOC, what do you think about Governor DeSantis calling Penny a good Samaritan?
I think you should read a Bible. Thank you.
AOC. Oh. There you go. Thank you.
Guys, you gotta keep it back on.
So y'all see Al Sharpton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys familiar with AOC at all? She's a United States representative in New York.
And Al Sharpton, he gave the eulogy, and again, unsurprisingly, he made it a political rally. Okay, it became a political rally where he openly pushed politics and tried to twist the narrative, twist the story about what actually happened with Jordan Neely. Basically, giving his version of what happened that goes against all the testimony that we've heard so far about the behavior of Jordan Neely on the subway.
When I first got the call about Jordan and later talked with Johnny Green, who is pastor here, and Johnny Green told me of how Jordan's mother was killed. And her funeral was right here. And Jordan sat right there and watched his mother funeralized, who'd been chopped up. And he'd never been the same. Jordan was not annoying someone on the train. Jordan was screaming for help. We keep criminalizing people with mental illness. People keep criminalizing people that need help. They don't need abuse, they need help. There was no weapons. There was no language. Nobody was threatened. And you grab them and put them in a chokehold. Two people hold them down. And you go to the precinct and they let you go. If Jordan was impersonating Elvis Presley, if Jordan had been a different race and they had him impersonating Elvis, and a black guy put Elvis impersonator in a chokehold, and two black guys held him down, they would not have let that black guy leave the precinct that night. Say that the man that...
So, is anybody on the queue says she's not quite familiar? Is everybody else familiar with this situation? Did you guys see the video?
I just know that he was choked out on the thing. Was he like having a mental health breakdown on the train? Like,
well, they said he was yelling and fussing. One lady, a black woman, actually came out and said the gentleman who choked him out to subdue him was a hero because they said he was being threatening. Again, this is all kind of alleged. And so the gentleman who choked him out, his name, somebody drop his name in the chat real quick. He held him, I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes, choking him until the train stopped and the police arrived. I know that they said somebody who was helping subdue him said, hey, you're going to kill him if you keep choking him. That's alleged. That was said, but he continued to hold him. The gentleman who was choking him out, he was released. He was then later charged. He's a U.S. Marine. I think over the course of 3 days, they raised $1 million for his defense.
Mm.
Let me show you guys real quick. You see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Probably out. Oh, no.
That's nice, y'all. You hear me? You got all the respect. My wife is with you. It's the storm. Military. Rain. You really got that stuff on. Once you certificate, you got another go. Alright? If he didn't, percent is old, but he feel alright.
All right. So what was said was he was on the train yelling and fussing. He has 44 charges. One of them was an alleged kidnapping of a minor child. I believe it was a woman. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Or a girl, sorry. But he was a street performer. He did Michael Jackson. They show videos of that. And obviously, like Al Sharpton said, there's some, notions of mental illness and things of that nature. So again, hold on. Let me see if somebody put the guy's name in the chat for me. Oh, Rock just arguing with Asian and goddamn chat. What up, Coop? Hey, go over to Do Better Podcast right now if you can. Subscribe. Coop do some dope ass breakdowns on a bunch of different stuff too. So if you want to get in the know, that's a good place to be. Coop, what's good?
Shit like that.
Hope all is well.
Coop too for that 5150 shit too.
Yeah, exactly. Coop donated $200. So what Coop was saying is kind of similar to what we just did. Shout out to the Black Conservative Perspective for that last video, and then O'Shea Duke Jackson for the first video. So Coop does straight reviews, like he reviewed ours, And Corey Holcomb said, "Yeah, people review my shit. I don't get paid for it, yada yada yada." Before he even said that, Coop has sent him $100 because he uses content and review it. He's calling reactions. You know what I mean? So shout out to that.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
So what y'all think? So I think of this situation first. Do I need to recap it, or y'all understand what happened if you haven't heard about it?
No, I got it.
Anybody? Yeah, you were abreast of this already, Alex?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
All right, what you think?
There's just so many layers to it. What the thing that I just can't understand is like why you chose like if multiple people are holding him down, why isn't that enough? Like why do you feel the need to get on your high horse and then choke the man? Like that's what I don't understand. But then the other flip side of it is, you know, when you are in these public transportation places and a large population of homeless people do have mental health issues, right? And it's just, I don't know, like it's a thin line. If he's on there asking for food and we don't know, was he on there saying threatening people? But if you didn't see any weapon, and I know that when I'm on public transportation and people are cutting up, I just kind of just turn and mind my business. Like I'm going to be aware, making sure that no one's pulling out any weapons, but I'm just going to turn. Like I never feel like I'm the police. I need to step in and put my hands on somebody and try to subdue them. Like I just think that's crossing the line.
Do you go ahead, Mary?
I feel like I agree, you know, with Alex. It's like you're in a public environment like that, especially, you know, on a train or whatever, and it's expected that it's gonna happen. You know, everybody's not mentally there. If this man didn't physically put his hands on nobody, I feel like a lot of that issue is the fact that the guy was a Marine. You know what I'm saying? Not only do you feel like you're top of the line, you know, when it comes to society because you are a Marine, at the same time, is it your PTSD that caused you to kill this man? You know, I feel like as a Marine, you're trained to know when to stop as well. You're trained to know, you know, certain restraints that don't require you to actually kill somebody. But in my head, I'm like, you probably got the same mental shit he got going on because why you ain't stopped?
Well, the lady that came out from the train, she's saying that he was harassing people on the train, and she called the Marine a hero. And so yeah, the Marine grabbed him first, Alex, and then the other two men jumped up. Do you think it's a difference for Alex and Mary because you're not men?
Can I speak to some of that?
Yeah, but I just want to ask them. Yeah.
What do you mean a difference as in what?
Well, like you say, you don't feel the need to intervene, or Alex, you say you make sure you're straight, but you look the other way. Do you think it's because you're not men?
It could be that, but I also know that mental health is real. I also know it's a public transportation. If I want someplace quiet, I'm not going to take public transportation. Like I just know that, and you're only going to be on there for but so long. So just kind of think that your stop is coming up. Just chill.
Right? People get harassed every day. I mean, anywhere people get harassed every day. Like it's my thing is like if this man is not causing a physical threat to anyone, like I've been on trains, you know, when I lived in Philadelphia for a while, it's like I've been on subways and trains where they literally will push a nigga off on the next stop and be like, get the fuck out because you wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it be drunk, homeless people or whatever, they, you know, get to the next stop and then a bunch of niggas will push them off like, yo, get the fuck out of here type shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going the extent of killing them.
The Do Better podcast, Coop with the $10 super chat. Damn, didn't know anyone saw that. Been paying Corey and he still don't like me. It's all love though. Detroit in the building. Word. Coop. It is what it is. You don't gotta like it, but he ain't send that money back. See, that be the crazy shit. Don't nobody send the cash app back. You know what I mean?
Corey got love for everybody. He just
I like him. I like him. I just feel like when I'm looking at this situation, I feel like people getting tired of this dumb shit though. Like for instance, out here, do anybody who live out here? Yeah, no, Alex kind of. Do they ride dirt bikes in the middle of the street up there in Silver Spring though? Right. No. So, you know, it's a thing in Philly too, where they be on the dirt bikes and the 4-wheelers. You know, so they do that out here in PG County and in DC, and they run the traffic lights and you just be in the way. You know, me cutting you off and all that. But people don't say nothing. But people be tired of that shit, and they be going all slow doing wheelies. So one time when the kids wasn't with me, I opened the window like, yo, y'all niggas move the fuck out the way, yo. Like, you don't got a willy right here. And they was surprised that I opened the window. But they like young, 18, 19, 20. They like, oh, my bad. Like, they just think they could just get away with this dumb shit. So is it possible? Yeah, that happens on the train, but why do you got to deal with that shit all day? I'm asking. You know what I mean? In terms of, because again, the topic is woke culture fading? Is people tired of the dumb shit and expecting real conduct and decorum out of people now?
It could be fair though, because I was traveling last week for work. I was in New Orleans. He was homeless. He came in and he was cutting the fuck up. And everybody looked away, and then they had to get the owner, who was a man who came out there. And when I was walking the street with my mom and everything, and I'm just like, yo, stop staring at people, please. Like, stop gawking. You don't want to send anybody off, nothing of the sort. But for me, it's a matter of I don't want to trigger anybody because I don't know what you have. Right now, you over here having your moment in your corner. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to mind my business. But I think for me, it comes from a place of I don't want to trigger you and I don't want to be your target. So you decide you want to cut up.
See, okay. Well, Q, go ahead. You want to get in?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, because y'all are like more feminine women, like, is it that you have more empathy for situations like that? Because I know I'm coming in on the back end where I'm just getting this information today, and I've been on like trains in New York, and I could tell you firsthand, like, some people be doing way too fucking much, like way too much, and nobody in that moment has time to determine if that's mental illness or you just a fuck nigga. You know what I mean? Like, so without you walking around with a t-shirt that says, please don't harm me, I have this issue, how do they know that you won't take shit too far? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from that perspective. And is it that you guys just have that level of empathy because you're more feminine, so you're thinking like from the perspective of like a mom or, you know, a softer place? Because I'll be ready to break a nigga face.
I'm not. I'm not.
Like, I would get into it with the guy intentionally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think I'm soft at all, and I've been told I lack a lot of empathy. I think it's more so my career, you know, that causes me to have that second thought in the back of my mind. Like, my education in it is what causes me to flip that switch on. Like, it has to do emotionally, but more so logically, you know, in regards to what it could be, because it's always going to be a 50-50 if you don't know. Yeah, I may want to smack the shit out you, but, you know, come to find out, it might be somebody that, you know, has all these mental illnesses, and I'm going to fuck the jail because you got all that shit on paper. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just that part of my brain that flips because of my education.
Gotcha.
Yeah.